Hi, Darren here. I'm at the airfield and you may or may not be able to see or hear. Not a great day for flying. It's raining outside, so I'm here doing some maintenance on the Legal Eagle. That's my other aircraft, the Viking Dragonfly. Talk about that another time. This is my love, my pride and joy, the Legal Eagle. Now, people have asked me to do a walk around on it. I'm going to make it a really quick one, and down the track I'll take my time and we can have a bit of a look at some of the little things that I've done in order to get it to where it is. Okay, Frank Johnson propeller. I can't remember the pitch diameter on it. I will put that up on the screen. But it does climb exceptionally well and it cruises very well with this prop. 45 horsepower, Scott Kessler built engine, twin Mikuni carbs, secured back to the block because they like to vibrate quite substantially. So securing those also stops the fuel from squirting out the overflows. The fabric covering on it, it's an Oritex, which is almost like a model aircraft. You put a water-based glue on the ribs, put it on the Oritex fabric itself, you put the Oritex on, you hit it with an iron, and it adheres to the ribs. You then use a heat gun and heat it up, and it shrinks, and it becomes very taut, tight like a drum. It is fantastic. No need to paint, which obviously saves weight. It is UV protected, and not that you leave it outside anyway. Of course, it's a Legal Eagle aircraft. The paint scheme is based certainly on that of the bobber, the Zlin bobber. I love that paint design, and I just figured I'd go with that. The fabric lent itself to it. It's an antique white fabric. You can see at the top of the wing. I'll just quickly down here. The Huffy wheels, disc brakes. I've got the suspension on there. The seat, enormously comfortable, really comfy seat. I know a lot of people laugh about it, but it's very comfortable. Just a quick shot of the dash here, or the instrument panel, airspeed indicator, which goes out to the pitot, out this way. Pick this up, Volkswagen. Oil pressure and temp gauge with all the correct yellow and green arcs on it, so it's very happy to pick that up. Slip indicator, the cylinder head, exhaust gas, the tacho, and obviously the altimeter. Don't really need an altimeter, just look around, you know how high it is. And the on-off. Now put the on-off over this side because I did not want it near the throttle. If I'm going for the throttle, which is over here, and I somehow inadvertently slip or something, I was just concerned that I don't want to turn it off in flight because there's no battery, it is not an electric start, it is purely hand propped. Up here, fuel tanks, I've got one on this side and, if I can see, one on this side. Don't need two. Would I do two again? No. I've marked on the side the fuel levels. Fuel taps, very straightforward. On when it's pointing forward, on when it's pointing forward. I can use one or both tanks, both at the same time. Seatbelt just restrains back to the main point here. The antenna. I put the antenna on. I was getting some interference through the radio, and I thought maybe if I bring the antenna towards the back here. I built one. This is Les Howman. Had also built this. I thought I'll do it too. I don't know if it made any difference to the reception. It may have improved slightly the interference, but not a huge amount, but that's okay. Coming down towards the back, underneath. There's the tail wheel. Tail wheel at the back. I had to rebuild this. The original one had arms that came up here and it just wasn't strong enough. I did manage to bend them and snap it off, so I removed it and put this on. You can see obviously it gets quite muddy here. This trolley is amazing. Just pick the aircraft up or just slide the aircraft around entire hangar. Push it backwards, bring it forwards. It's a great little addition. In fact, somebody at the airport saw it, loved it that much, he built one for himself, which just came from what we call Bunnings. I think in the States you have, is it Lowe's or, what was the other one? Harbour Freight. I'm sure they'd have it. Really simple. Hinge, 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 just with the pins and the safety clips in them. So I'll make it quick. Tanks, you can see the top 1, 2. This is one piece aluminium, just the cover that goes right over the top. Underneath for regs here, I had to put a rego on it, and I'll talk about that down the track as well. What we have to do in Australia versus what you're allowed to do in the United States. Wings, all very straightforward. Those who have been building can appreciate this, I am sure. Just went for the straight edge on the end of the wingtip. May not have noticed, I have put blocks here and here, and I'm able to remove or take away part of the covering. I have designed, made, haven't yet covered, and I probably, who knows, I probably won't ever do it, Piper Cub rounded wingtips. I don't really need to do it. It's a cosmetic thing. I really like it the way it is. The paint I used is used on the leading edge and on up the front and obviously down the back there. It's a paint that they use on tarpaulins. Sign writers use it for outside use, so it's UV protected. It's been really quite strong, quite tough. It's a satin finish, which is the same as the satin on the Oratex fabric. Brings us, I guess, back to the front. There's just in under the Lexan there. Now the Lexan I use is 1.5mm. I think plans call for 2mm. I just went 1.5 because it was easy for me to get. Originally I was going to bring it up and over the top of the wing, but it just proved too problematic, and it was really, again, purely for aesthetics. I quite like how it went in around here. It's obviously all secured. The dowel clamps in nice and tight. That is Oratex covering aluminium, 25 thou, or might even be 20 thou, no, 25. And so that brings it in with the rest of the aircraft wings and the like. So we're back to the front. Down the track I'll do much more of an in-depth look and discussion on quite a few different things, and certainly I'll do one on building to 254 pounds because I absolutely 100% believe that it can be done. You can probably still hear the rain. I'm going to pack up and head home. Keep building, guys. It is a great aircraft. All right, I'll catch you soon. See ya.